Hiya, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. This video is going to be about dealing with your OCD strokes, depression or anxiety before and over the Christmas period. Um, Christmas time for a lot of people, I know, brings a lot of happiness, and it does also for me as well. Obviously, you get to see your family and your loved ones, but it also throws up. Um, well, for me anyway, it's a time when I seem to have more time, and I think this is the problem if you suffer with OCD. My wife always says to me, I can tell it's getting near Christmas because all of a sudden you start, feeling if you like a little bit unwell. Not that bad, but I definitely, for whatever reason, and I don't honestly know why it is. It can only be because of the change, if you like, in my circumstances. That on the lead up to Christmas, for me anyway, everything seems to start slowing down. My work starts slowing down. You start getting the darker nights, which obviously that has its effects. And you start perhaps worrying about other issues. You might start worrying about money because you're not earning the money that you normally earn throughout the year. And I think all these different things, I know for me, so I can only talk about it, if you like, from my point of view. Um, I know that leading up to Christmas, from like November to December and January, for me has always been the worst time. Um, I don't want you to think I don't like Christmas. I do. When my kids were young, and even now, and seeing your family, there's obviously a lot of good things that happen at Christmas. I just think it's for different people. It's what's not it's what not it's what is not normally happening in your life. For me, I'm never that busy on the run up to Christmas, and for me, again, I'm only talking from my point of view. OCD. If you suffer with OCD like I have, this unoccupation, if you like, this leaving yourself time to think. This is your biggest fight, if you like. Years ago, I actually went to see a lady. She was like a lady that used to talk to people and obviously help you with how you were thinking and why you was thinking. Obviously what you was thinking. And her name was she was a nice lady. Her name was like Lei Wah. She was a Chinese lady, and she said, Colin, she said, you cannot afford to give yourself a moment to think. And then when she said that, it scared me. I said to her, what do you mean? Because I remember saying to my wife, what, are you telling me I can't, I'm never going to be able to relax? And she said, no. She said, I never said that. She said, a lot of people with OCD have actually got overactive minds. Your mind is basically really, it's going into overdrive. And people with OCD, you cannot allow yourself to not have something to do. This is an ongoing battle I have with my daughter because my daughter's like me. She's got OCD, and she worries about things. And I say to her, I try and drum it into her. I say to her, you can only worry about something if you give it the time to worry. And that's why I think, for me anyway, Christmas can be a very difficult time. Yeah, it's got nothing to do. Don't let yourself think you don't like Christmas. It's got nothing to do with that. I've got some of my greatest memories with my children when they were young at Christmas. Yes, it's got nothing to do with the idea of Christmas. I think it's got everything to do with your surroundings at Christmas, your inactivity, you're sitting about, you're basically not occupying yourself. So, if you're looking for I'm not going to say a solution, because if you understand OCD like I do, you'll know that there ain't no real, that I know of anyway, actual cure. But what there is, there's a way to lessen there's ways of lessening the effects it has on you as a person. And for me, it's basically keeping myself busy. partly the reason why I started even doing YouTube was because I liked the idea of obviously potentially growing a business online. I actually enjoyed making the videos, and I started doing it, and I quite enjoyed doing it. And I said to my wife, I do it like an hour a night, couple of hours a night here and there. It's something that I do and I enjoy. It's something that you're having to think about something, and this is what you need if you have got OCD. Yeah, I know this video is talking about dealing with OCD at Christmas, but you know, if you've got OCD, this is probably an overall general problem for you, which occurs to you at all times of the year. But if you're like me, it's difficult to. For example, the other day I was sitting there with my daughter watching The Big Bang Theory. I watch a lot of Netflix. I'm not sitting there worrying about anything if I'm watching The Big Bang Theory because I'm laughing. I'm watching the series and I'm laughing at all the characters. It's only when the program ends and perhaps your mind will drift into another thought about something which is obviously more concerning for you. But it's how long you're allowing yourself to remain with that thought. Yeah, there's, like I say, there ain't no cure. There ain't no what I call 100% cure. But one thing I do know, and that is to keep yourself busy. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're busy at work, whether you're busy in your back garden doing something, if you're busy reading a book, if you're busy watching TV. The answer is to remain busy. Yeah? I can remember years ago, my daughter's ex-boyfriend, when he was living with us, he said to me, I was doing removals at the time and I had a job coming and it was to go and move someone. It was like, can you do it now almost? And I said, yes. And he kind of said to me, "Oh, you've got to go and," he took the mick a little bit because I think he thought I didn't want to do it. And I said to him, I went, Jake, I said, if I could get up every morning and go and do two of these jobs every single day and nick myself £200 or £300, I said I'd be as happy as anything because it's the doing something. It's the forget about the money. Obviously, you wouldn't do it without the money, but it's the actual physically doing something, going out, doing something, and coming back, and then sitting down and feeling tired, and then doing something you want to do that is going to make you feel better. Yeah, I remember I watched a film years ago, Bruce Almighty and Morgan Freeman. He was talking about some of the happiest people in the world. And he said in his film, he said, some of the happiest people in the world, they do the most mundane jobs. Now you've got to ask yourself, why is that? Yeah. Have you ever washed your car and then stood back and looked at it and thought, I quite, look how nice it looks. And this is what it's all about. You're not going to get nothing out unless you put something in. Yeah. When I was young, I suffered with anxiety and OCD when I was young. And I can remember my dad saying to me, my dad didn't suffer falls, my dad. He was very like, if you like, he was a bit abrupt. But he used to say to me, boy, if you don't do something, yeah, if you don't do something, then you're always going to feel that way. Yeah. My dad used to say to me, you want to make yourself feel good? Go and make someone else feel good. And when you think about it in life, how many times have you done that? How many times have you done that for someone in your family, or for someone that perhaps is a friend? And how has that made you feel? You cannot get that feeling unless you're taking drugs that you shouldn't be taking. You cannot get that feeling of fulfillment. Yeah, if you want to not rid yourself of OCD, but if you want to get better, you have got to plan your day. You've got to, for the moment you wake up in the morning, you've got to have something to do. Yeah, plan your day, eat properly, do a little bit of exercise. All these things are going to make you feel better. One thing that I know affected me very quickly about Christmas was what you're consuming over Christmas. Now I can think back quite a few years ago when I did. I can remember having not fit. I mean, wife said to me, "Well, you've been drinking." you've had all that drink you had. And it's true. If you're not a drinker like me, I hardly drink. I couldn't. Probably 8, 9 weeks ago was the last time I had a drink with my brother. I don't drink. But all of a sudden Christmas comes and you're loading yourself up with all different things. How do you think that's going to affect your body, your physical ability, and also your mental ability? Especially if you're like me, I take citalopram. I take I think it's like an antidepressant. It's to help with your serotonin levels in your brain. But you're not supposed to take alcohol if you're taking medication. So you really, just summing up this video, because I know I've danced around a little bit, but summing up this video for Christmas, and not just for Christmas, for your life. Find things that you enjoy doing. Work hard. Do what I do. So this is what I do, apart from like I say, the bit up till Christmas where it all goes a bit quiet. I work hard, and then when I come home from work, I do little things like YouTube, and I've got a sewing machine. I keep myself busy. I don't really read a lot, but I watch a lot of telly. But most of the time, I'm doing something. And one thing I was saying to my daughter earlier, I said to her, because she keeps telling me about she knows how to deal with her OCD, and she don't want to listen to me because I don't know. This is how she's acting. But I say to her, I'm 51 years of old, 51 years old, and I've had OCD from the longest I can remember, from about 10 years old, when I used to worry about turning off the gas knobs, and like I'd worry about stupid things. So I've always had it. But I said to her, one thing I can remember, and I've got more experience than you, right, is that going back all over my life, the times when I felt good and the times I felt down, the times I felt good were times when I was busy and everything was going my way and I had money and I was working hard and I was achieving, right? I think the reason I go down a bit over Christmas is because all that stops. Your work seems to go pear-shaped. You don't start earning the money that you're earning, and then you start worrying a little bit about start worrying a little bit about money, and then that can cause anxiety, and all these things come on top. All right, all these things can come on top of you, and like I say, I talk to my daughter about this, and she just no, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't know nothing. You know what I mean? But I do. I'm not saying I'm not. I haven't got any qualifications in medicine or anything like that, but I have genuinely got OCD, and I can tell you genuinely what makes me feel better and when I feel bad. Right? And I'm telling you, if you're sitting about doing nothing, right, that is going to make you feel like shit, and it's the worst thing you can do. Sometimes it's very difficult. I know I've had times in my life when I've had it bad, when I've had depression bad, right? And years ago, I come out of a job. I won't say what, but I come out of a job I didn't want to come out of, and I went downhill. And if it hadn't been for my wife, I don't know what would have happened, because I really felt like I'd given something up that I didn't really want to give up, but I knew it wasn't for me, and I got depressed. But I gradually picked myself up, gradually started trying to do a little bit more each day. And this is what it's all about. It's about doing a little bit, trying to, no one's saying you've got to go out. If you're suffering, if you are really like got what I call like, extreme OCD, and you cannot even get out of the house like some people have it, obviously you've got to seek medical advice. Obviously, hopefully you're taking some sort of medication, because I think if you're that extreme, you need medication of some sort, right? But do little steps. Just take little steps. You know what I mean? Some people I've had. Some people say they can't even go to a shop. They can't. They can't. If that's the case, and you're struggling to go into a shop, see if you can go into a shop with someone. Say to them, "Can I come with you? Can I hold your arm when we go in there?" It's the only way you're gonna. You need to start exposing yourself to these external things that are causing your anxiety, and you need to start doing your best to um, obviously learn to deal with it. I don't want to make you think that I'm lessening what you've got, because I ain't. I think it's an horrible. I listened to an MP the other day, and he mentioned OCD, and he said it's a crippling illness, and I think a lot of people don't understand this, but you just need to focus. Yeah, focus and keep yourself busy. That's all. If I had to say one thing to a person, I'd say you need to keep yourself busy. I'm going to end my video now, but I hope this helps you a little bit. I hope it's giving you something to think about. And like I say, keep yourself busy. Watch a bit of telly, put the radio on. Don't allow yourself time to wander, if you like. Please like my video. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. And I hope to see you. I hope that you watch another one of my videos. Please subscribe, and obviously you'll be notified when my next video comes up. Thank you so much.